Jace Martin will dribble out the clock, and this game goes final. Purdue 87, Morehead State 57. That's the final score tonight at Purdue's Mackey Arena.
Got everybody? Yep. Everybody? Do you want to go to the Final Four and win a national championship? It doesn't come with your voice. It comes with your effort and your attitude. But if you want to be special, all right, our team wants to be special, it has to be in your effort and your concentration.
When it's winning time, look for the best player in basketball. Be careful with Lance Jones lurking.
Those guards that were freshmen are now sophomores.
An extra effort play by Mason Puffin. Nice spin.
Purdue is headed back to the Final Four.
As the 2023-24 season began, the Purdue Boilermakers had a singular focus: Phoenix. Zach Edey, the consensus National Player of the Year last season, chose in the spring to return for his senior season, putting off his NBA dreams for another year for a chance to reach a destination Purdue fans hadn't seen in 44 years, the Final Four. Head coach Matt Painter and his staff knew how good of a team they had and scheduled accordingly, with the most difficult non-conference schedule in the country.
Number 1 versus number 3.
After an exhibition test on the road in Arkansas ended in defeat, the Boilermakers officially began their season with 3 straight games in Mackey Arena. Their first 2 ended in blowouts of Samford and Morehead State, 2 teams that would play in the NCAA tournament come March. The third game ended in a workmanlike 12-point victory over Big East foe Xavier. This one including a glimpse into the playmaking promise of freshmen Camden Heide and Miles Colvin. Sitting at 3-0, the Boilermakers would pack up and head for the Maui Invitational. In Purdue's first game, they took down 11th-ranked Gonzaga, a familiar opponent, and one they'd see again with a 73-63 win. The second round was a matchup between 2 of the best players in America, Zach Edey and Tennessee's Dalton Knecht. While Edey was the returning National Player of the Year, Knecht had just started capturing national attention after transferring to the Volunteers. 27 points from Fletcher Lawyer and another 2010 double-double for Zach led the Boilermakers to the Maui Championship game. But this wouldn't be the last time they would see the Volunteers. The final saw them match up against another familiar foe. This time it was number 4 Marquette. Purdue had survived a matchup with them in the Gavitt games last season, and this meeting was just as close. The Boilermakers were able to clinch a 78-75 victory as Zach Edey was named tournament MVP. Returning from Hawaii, trophy in hand, Purdue had one more home game before Big Ten play, a meeting with Texas Southern, who had played in the NCAA tournament the last 3 seasons. Late in the game, Braden Smith was 1 rebound away from a triple-double as the crowd chanted his name to return. On the bench with his teammates, he crafted an idea. Braden wouldn't re-enter, much to the dismay of the paint crew, but Purdue would clinch a 99-66 win. After an overtime loss at Northwestern, where Zach had 35 points and a last-second tip-in to send the game to overtime, and a 19-point win at home over Iowa, the Boilermakers took a trip up north to their superstars' hometown of Toronto, Canada. There they would take on Alabama, a team fresh off an NCAA 1 seed the season before, and with Final Four aspirations of their own. Here in the background, the singing of the Canadian national anthem, as here we find ourselves north of the border for Purdue and Alabama in basketball action.
Let's go, baby. Protect not home court, your home court. Let's have some fun kicking that ass, man. Have some fun kicking that. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
The big man in the middle is the Toronto native.
Went to high school his first couple years just up the road. He is Toronto's favorite son to date.
Ball movement. We got to move the ball. We got to screen for each other.
We are underway at the Coca-Cola Coliseum.
Down on the ground, Edey fighting for it, and here comes Alabama. Allen Griffin off to Nelson, off a pass fake, and he drills a 3. There's a 3 for Lance Jones, and a foul!
4-point
for Lance Jones.
Green, little flip from Smith, and it is 2 and a foul after a bit of a delay due to physics. Morton, what a skip. Man, oh man. Yeah.
Alabama right now, it just feels like they are getting whatever they want on the offensive end of the floor.
Inside to Edey, out high to Braden Smith for a catch and shoot three. Got it.
There's a lob, and there is Big Maple. There's the zip, and there's Edey the flush. They tried to front Edey, and that was not a grand idea. This has been an adventure.
I think you're right. We're looking at 100 points. 100 points is going to be the winner.
This has been as good of a non-conference first half as you're going to see.
Absolutely.
Nelson on the run, layup good for Alabama. Purdue will take a timeout.
And Mark Sears has been lethal so far.
Purdue has never led in this game.
Purdue needs to make a little run right here to get back into the swing of things. Certainly a lot of time left.
Braden Smith makes a 17-footer.
Edey through two.
Goes to the basket, shoots and scores.
It's just an incredible pass by Braden Smith.
Oh, duck and cover, put on your hard hat. On the deflection that time, taken by Morton at the end line. Up ahead, Jones.
And it's 60-57. Timeout, Alabama. Purdue can take the lead on this trip. Inside it goes to Edey. Gillis a three, left wing. Triple time! And Purdue has the lead. Stop and pop three. Triple time! Braden Smith, and here come the Boilermakers. Now a screen from Edey, another three. Braden Smith is red hot right now.
No good. Edey suddenly land on that.
Rebounded Mason Gillis. Out to Colvin for a three. Oh, mama!
He just wanted a little bit more.
Inside to Edey on the block. He spins, he dunks. Pringle had to step out of the way.
Oh boy, here comes Alabama.
It goes from a common foul, it's upgraded to a flagrant one. Hook and hold.
Here we go. From the corner, yes sir. That is a 4-point possession for the Crimson Tide. Smith hurrying down the lane. Bouncing from the wingspan. Eats it alive.
To the right elbow. To Edey. Has he dived to the bucket? Count the basket! And a foul!
It's just every game. I mean, he is a force every time out.
Oh man, Braden Smith.
Edey's the story. Braden Smith with 25 and 8 has been moving as well.
The Boilermakers would head back through customs with a 92-86 victory over the Crimson Tide as Zach Edey dominated back in his hometown. Just a week later, Purdue would make the short trip down I-65 to meet the number 1 ranked Arizona Wildcats in the Indy Classic.
Let me give you the first word on what is the game of the day clearly in college basketball and maybe will be the game of the year. These are the two best teams in the country.
I'd put their resume up against anybody.
And it's going to be aesthetically pleasing. I can't wait. Purdue's a team of destiny. What happened to them last season, it's much like Virginia when they lost that early exit to a 16 seed. They came out on a mission that next season and played like it. Purdue, this is another one of those challenges in front of them. You get the best from their guards. Their bench gives them a lift. Purdue wins this game by a couple baskets.
I love Matt Painter. I love Purdue. And this isn't a biased pick, but I am going Arizona.
All right? There is nothing cute about the guys. All right? Understand that you have worked yourself and put yourself in a great position. All right? Nothing cute about this game. All right? Be mentally and physically tougher than them.
Number 1 versus number 3 is underway. Off the screen, pull up, pop, money, right off the bat. Oh, Edey meets Johnson, and the follow for Bolo.
All the way to the bucket, a reverse layup is made. What a take.
Gets rid of it, Lawyer open, deep shot. Oh yeah!
Here's a steal by Fletcher Lawyer. A run out to the other end. His layup is good.
How about Fletcher Lawyer showing the defense on that play?
And now it's Edey on the steal. Leave it. Edey, great pass inside. And the finish from Gillis.
We're tied at 17, and we haven't had a commercial timeout yet.
Minutes in this first half. Handoff, Lawyer, slither of space is Bjorn.
He is in a groove right now to start this game.
In and out. Oh, and a follow jam.
Wow, he's soared in out of nowhere.
You can tell Balo is trying to take away that left shoulder.
Against Balo. Just goes right to a spot. Count it and a foul.
Oh, Caleb Love helps ball side on the block off Fletcher. Fletcher says that's a big mistake.
Looking inside. Lawyer, another deep ball. Another hit. Timeout Arizona.
How about Lawyer? What a first first half he's had.
And here's Fletcher Loyer. He stole the ball and he was fouled as well. Fletcher Loyer, a steal, his third of the game. Braden Smith, splash. Smith a three on the left wing now. Triple time for Braden Smith. 49-38, the Boilermakers after one.
I got you. Hey, good job rebounding the ball. All right, that's what we got to have. Hey, we got to come out this half like we're 10 down. All right, we can't come out there and be casual and no.
He picks up right where he left off, right there.
What a move by Kaufman-Renn. Here's some full court pressure broken by Lance Jones. Ahead to Loyer. Floater on the run is good. Smith. Pull up in transition. Triple time! The Boilermakers are cooking in downtown Indianapolis. Fletcher Loyer says, "Are you not entertained, Indianapolis?"
We got to do a better job of moving to the next play. When we score, we miss, it don't matter. We got to sprint to get our defense set. We got to have a good jam. Move to the next play in everything we do. We get steals and rebounds. We got to be runners, man. Be aggressive.
Oh, it's an offensive foul. And guess who took the charge? Ball loose, out of bounds, back to Arizona. And they're going to change the call and give the ball to Purdue.
Correct.
Swinging around. Jones a three. He knocks it down. Smith stepping with three. Bullseye. Edey against Ballo. Bully in the sandbox. Put two more up. Jones on the take and finish. +1. For the first time in 23 years, the Purdue Boilermakers have knocked off the #1 team in the country.
All right, great accomplishment beating those guys. #1 in the country, all right? But we want to be there at the end, so we want to just keep getting better. Let's just keep our goals, keep those small goals right in front of us, and keep getting better, all right? Good job, stack it up.
As the calendar flipped to the new year, the Boilermakers restarted Big Ten play hot. Purdue began their matchup with Maryland on a 10-2 run and never looked back, clinching a 67-53 win over the Terrapins and leaving with some tongue-in-cheek encouragement from the home fans. Next on the docket for Purdue was a date with a top 10 rated Fighting Illini. This was the first matchup between two top 10 teams in Mackey Arena in just over 14 years, and the 65th straight sellout crowd was rocking for the occasion. Again, Purdue started the game hot and led 20-4 heading into the under-12 media timeout. However, National Player of the Year frontrunner Zach Edey was whistled for 2 quick fouls and headed to the bench with 8:09 left in the first half. Typically, when a team's star player is on the bench, it's an opportunity for their opponent to make a run. However, Trey Kaufman-Renn and the Boilers had other plans.
Wow, what a big development with still 8 minutes remaining in the first half.
Braden Smith, Trey Kaufman-Renn, floater good in the middle of the paint.
Kaufman-Renn, nice spin.
Oh man, that was elite.
Trey Kaufman-Renn is playing harder than everyone else on the floor. That ball goes up. What an effort to get out there.
Boy, a bucket here and the roof might come off this place. Oh boy. Timeout, Illinois. What a night Kaufman-Renn is having. 14 points. There's Kaufman-Renn again.
He has owned this game just by playing hard.
Shoot an open three. Make it! A triple time!
This dude is out of his mind tonight.
We got to have a little more intestinal fortitude here, guys. We got to have more fight to us, all right?
The Boilermakers had enough fight to finish it out. TKR's season-high 23 points and 17 from Lance Jones were enough offensively, and late-game swipes by Ethan Morton and Jones sealed the 5-point win.
Inside, wild shot, good defense, no whistle, and Purdue escapes.
After a snowy road loss at Nebraska, the Boilers bounced back with a 17-point drubbing of Penn State, led by a dominating 30-point, 20-rebound performance from Zach, where he only took 12 shots from the field. Braden Smith also showed off his playmaking, tying a career high with 11 assists, a personal best that would only stand for a couple of more weeks. Sitting at 4-2 in the Big Ten, it was time for another chance to avenge a loss from the 2023 season as the Boilers packed up and took the short drive to take on their biggest rival, Indiana. IU had won 3 out of the last 4 meetings with Purdue, including a sweep of the season series just last year. The Boilers were determined to right yet another wrong from the prior season.
So there's 2 things, man. There's doing your job and then doing your job while you're competing. All right? The second one's special. All right? No matter what, keep coming at him, keep pushing that basketball, and let's have fun.
Hey, this is every day we work for, man. Have fun, let it loose.
Swatted by Edey. Smith the other way. Jones, corner, hesitates, and hits.
Now a turnover, and Purdue bringing it.
Hop step and floater.
I think he's welcoming himself to the rivalry game here.
Now Smith off the Edey screen. Edge comes, leaves Loyer open for 3.
Got Peyton Sparks so concerned about getting back to Edey, and Fletcher Loyer doing the job with that right hand.
Smith sneaks through. Loyer is open. 3-ball bottom. Fisher as well. Smith up and under. No. Oh, Edey the follow. He rips down the rim. Jones and Edey. Step back tray. Money. Rips it away. Edey gets it back. Hooks it up and in. Touch. Lost it on the way up. Oh, he regathers.
The grown man move over a really good shot blocker.
Up too strong. Rebound Gillis. It's what he does best. Bounce it. Jones open. Corner 3. Bullseye.
Wide open.
Boilermakers were outstanding in the first half and took a 22-point lead into the halftime break, but in a rivalry game, especially on the road, no lead is safe. A 20-7 run to start the second half brought the game back within striking distance for the Hoosiers. The Purdue coaching staff was fired up.
We haven't turned the ball over yet, which is great, but that's down there. We do it every time. Get them stop us. We on the road and put the game away while we're up.
They go for the gamble for the steal, and Braden Smith handles it, then ends up giving up a layup.
Okay, we got to be a little bit more trusting than we are. We can't just be where they get the ball wherever the they want.
Up ahead, Xavier Johnson tapping on board, goes behind the back and had it blocked. What a recovery by Morton. Didn't got it back. Too easy.
It's grown man basketball.
Play with energy here. Get your gathering here. You can't have tired plays. Like right there, man, you're just sucking it up and keep making plays. Keep staying with that. I got that.
Purdue re-extending, back up by 17. Edey gets on the floor. Jones, the attack, and the finish.
That sums up pretty much how this game has gone. One Purdue player getting to the floor, Indiana standing around watching, and that thing's going the other way.
There wasn't much booing after the final whistle as the Boilers walked off the Assembly Hall floor with a 21-point win, their largest margin of victory in Bloomington in 90 years.
Great win. Good job.
Next, a snowy trip to Iowa City led to a 14-point victory against the Hawkeyes. Edey continued his dominant performances in Big Ten play with 30 points, 18 rebounds, and 4 blocks. He became the first Boilermaker to have 3 straight 30-point, 10-rebound games since fellow National Player of the Year Glenn Robinson did it 30 years prior. Then a 99-67 win over Michigan reminded the country about Purdue's depth as 13 different players entered the scoring column for the Boilers, including a massive dunk from Brian Waddell and a 3-pointer from senior Carson Barrett, who had been granted a scholarship just a few weeks prior. Another revenge game for the Boilers ended in an 8-point win at Rutgers, snapping a 3-game losing streak in Piscataway. It also meant that this year's senior class had won in every arena in the Big Ten. On an alley-oop dunk while being fouled, Zach Edey became just the 6th player in school history to score 2,000 career points, and the first since Etwan Moore crossed the threshold in 2011. Then, on the last day in January, Purdue got its chance to avenge an earlier season loss as they welcomed the Northwestern Wildcats to Mackey Arena.
We're not in the business of fouling people. Okay, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to have active hands, have discipline, but it's going to be a great game for us, guys. All right, but we got to reward ourselves for great defense. All right, we got to D them up, and then that's just going to help us get more opportunities pushing the basketball. All right, let's be hooked up.
Come on, man. Watch your face, baby. Set the tone. Bring me up.
Let's get ready for Boilermaker basketball.
Inside to Edey against Barnheiser. He punches it home. Smith, he wants to push the tempo. Ahead to Lance Jones. Layup good.
Jones, the split and the finish. He shots. Smith picked up Mr. Wolf. Warrior for three. And a timeout. Northwestern.
Here's a dunk from Camden Heide on a perfect pass from Zach Edey.
Bowie looking for second chance points. How about 3 of them?
And a steal by Barnheiser. He's racing to the other end. He'll lay it in, and Northwestern has a lead, 57-56.
Trap from Martinelli. Return to Jones for 3. Almost overtime. That's the trap. Back to Jones. Got the open look. Sanders.
It's like the same exact play. Now hesitates, goes strong to the basket, leaves it down low for a Barnheiser layup. He goes on a left-handed dribble. Kicks to Lance Jones, shooting a 3. Good!
What a pass there. Graham Smith. Smith will turn all the way. There he is! The follow flush to tie it at 78. A slide under a minute to play, dare I say, in regulation. Working against Berry. Bouncing to Edey. Hunger all over it. Counted the bucket. And the foul. Purdue leads. When regulation's not enough. Part 2.
Don't get hit. Good job. Good job. Hey, let's go. Come on.
Love the last play because it's late shot clock. You drive it, you get it up on us. Drive it strong, put the pressure on them, late shot clock. Play off 2.
Let's stay up. Everybody rebound. Let's go.
When it's winning time, look for the best player in basketball.
Should say goes to Braden Smith. He'll drive, kick it out to Lawyer. He has an open 3. Triple time! Fletcher! Lawyer! Timeout, Purdue!
Another 30-point, 10-rebound game for Zach and 16 assists from Braden clinched the overtime victory. But again, in the Big Ten, there's no time to relax. Later that week, the number 6 ranked Badgers welcomed Purdue to the Kohl Center, where a battle for control of the conference awaited.
Transition D, taking care of the ball, taking good shots, just keep setting our defense, all right? Don't let them steal anything on the glass. Don't let them steal transition, all right?
That's when we got to gain rebounds. Guards, be around it. Bigs, you hitting dudes, they may not be able to get it. That's your chance to go run that thing down. But there's no watchers this game when that shot goes up.
Our attention to detail. It's why we showed some of those clips in the Northwestern game. They weren't getting us, all right, when we did our job. All right, they were getting us because we didn't do our job. All right, don't eat screens. Stay into the basketball. All that is attention to detail. All right, you've got to stay attention to those small things. They end up being big things. All right.
Hey, championship mentality right here. Every possession counts, man. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family.
He recognizes they're going to get everybody's best shot, number 2 team in the country.
Everybody trace the ball. Everybody. All right. And then you got to contain the line. We're going to push that. All right. Push the ball, sprint the layups, and more than anything, breaks down, move the ball.
Jumper, Smith, yes sir. He has an air about him, this kid. Jones steps into it, bottom back, a three. Big time release. Ball, Smith, gets to the rim, +1. And flexing, denied. Do not go in there on Zach Edey.
We've talked about this on the road. We got to be tougher than them, all right? We got to stay locked in, all right? We got to execute our asses off, but we got to get some second efforts.
What a counter. Bullseye for Lance Jones. Crowd. It's denied. Bullet feed. Edey takes it off the glass and in. And we have a timeout on the floor.
Same thing as we went to last time, okay? When we look for that lob and we don't get it, Mason can't throw it. Throw it right back to Braden. Go ahead.
You want Mason on it? Wall's go up there.
Can you throw it? Is he up in your like that? Okay. We'll flip-flop at this.
14:40 to go in a game. Lobs for Edey. Catches and dunks. Oh, it's Edey! Upstairs! Tyrannosaurus!
Here's the cutter. You got a good screen twice. One for Ethan, one for Braden, okay?
The penetration. The flip goes. Rebound, Purdue. Gillis comes away with it.
Zavidi. Two guys were occupied playing him. The blow by 5-5.
No matter what, don't play through that crowd. We come down, we see what's on the board, we can execute. We're going to keep our composure, keep getting stops and rebounding, and run our down here. All right, here we go.
Lawyer, jumper, book it. Against Jones, he was stripped of the ball out of bounds, and then he lost it and threw it away. Lance Jones, coast to coast with a huge layup. Ahead, Edey slams it down. Rebounded Lawyer, and he's fouled by Hepburn. That might do it.
The 6-point road victory was Purdue's 7th win in Madison, and this one gave them a 1.5 game lead in the Big Ten standings. The whole state of Indiana was ready for Purdue's rematch with the rival Hoosiers, and Purdue fans, all wearing black, once again packed Mackey Arena to show why their house was one of the toughest places to play in the country.
We're the tougher team. We're the more competitive team. All over them for 40 minutes.
But one thing you got to understand, you got to communicate and keep communicating, but a lot of what you're going to say is not going to be heard.
Things started off slowly from deep as Purdue missed their first 8 shots from behind the arc and only led by 2 with 8 minutes left in the first half. However, as Indiana called out a set play, Braden recognized something and started the run that would allow Purdue to pull away.
Braden Smith jumps the passing lane, hands it off Lawyer. Back to Smith, rising fire. Yeah. Smitty. Short, Edey with a rebound. Two-hand jam. Listen to this crowd, folks. It is electric in here.
Miles Colvin, a 3 in transition. Triple time for the freshman. Out to Sparks, now to Gillis, shooting a 3. Got it! A triple time, Mason.
15-1 run. Indiana, no field goals in the last 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
But unlike how the Boilers allowed IU to get back in the last game, Purdue put the pedal down and turned a 12-point lead into a 26-point lead.
Lance, you're hit. We're throwing this to Zebo, okay? You got Mason ball side. Let's see what they do.
Gillis bump fake, step back, Jay. Counting. 61-35 timeout.
Once again, Braden sat on the bench scheming and hatched a plan to give the Purdue faithful something they've been waiting for all season.
Braden has only 1 assist tonight. That's an amazing stat for him, 1 assist. Edey will shoot a 3 straight away. He banked it in!
Who says I can't hit threes? What? Who said it? I dare you.
Yeah, I didn't know what they did that without my knowledge, so. He missed it so bad it went in.
The 79-59 final score gave Purdue their 8th straight win and marked the first time in 90 years the Boilers had beaten their rivals twice in the same season by at least 20 points. 5 days later, Purdue would overcome an 8-point halftime deficit against Minnesota to clinch their 9th straight win and stay undefeated in their home arena. Their win streak would end on the road against Ohio State, but the Boilers would quickly bounce back with a 30-point home win against Rutgers, and then an 8-point win in Ann Arbor, even though the traveling Purdue fans often made it feel like a home game.
Is there a lot of noise in the building for Purdue?
That win gave Purdue a 2.5-game lead in the Big Ten standings, which meant in their next game against Michigan State, the Boilermakers would have a shot to clinch their 2nd straight conference title.
We got to attack with numbers and angles. We got to dominate the glass to start with. Got to have active hands defensively. Move the ball in bodies. Change sides with a purpose. Okay? They always got some scheme, and ball movement always kills it. All right? Dribble penetration under control kills it. More than anything, guys, you have fought your ass off to put yourself in this position. Reward yourself. Okay? Sometimes things go your way. Sometimes they don't. All right? But you control this.
A 3 for Braden Smith straight away. Bullseye!
Really difficult. And Smith still cashes it. Braden Smith dances into another jumper.
3 threes in a row, and they lead 24-16.
Lawyer drills it for 3. An answer for Purdue.
They went into the screen, so Fletcher pulled the trigger and hit his second kick out for a Fletcher Lawyer 3. Triple time, and Purdue takes the lead.
Absolutely creates a catastrophe.
Timeout, Michigan State.
Coaches, you got anything?
Hey, this is going to take 2 things, right? A special effort and a special level of concentration. That's it. We're prepared to win in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. It doesn't matter, right?
Just grind, man. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. Just keep coming. Have a stronger will than those guys. All right, let's be hooked up. Go,
back tap by Edie.
They throw it inside to Edie. Tap the basket! And a foul! Rebounded by Huma. Mason Gillis to Edie. Tap the basket! And a foul!
Wow, what an extra effort play by Mason Gillis, keeping that rebound alive.
Hey, this is it right here, guys. Arthur, you gotta just stay. No matter what, defensively, we score, we don't score. We gotta jam, we gotta set our defense, we gotta guard our asses off.
Dribbling left elbow and shooting a 3. Got it! Down the right side of the lane, blocked by Zach Edey. Braden Smith dives for it. Gillis throws it inside to Edey. He'll spin, he'll shoot, count the basket, and a foul!
Edey double. Up to Gillis. Huge 3. Maybe a title-winning 3. The Purdue Boilermakers and all of these loud fans will celebrate another Big Ten title. 80-74 Purdue with a 2nd straight Big Ten championship.
For the Purdue faithful, what could be better than celebrating another conference title at home, not sharing that trophy with anyone else? In just 3 days after lifting their conference-leading 26th Big Ten trophy, the Boilers would head to face 12th-ranked Illinois for an opportunity to win the conference outright.
Taking on Michigan, number 20,
I think that was message sent here, and Illinois trying to maybe establish some of that toughness, that physicality, and
Edey down low against Hawkins, turns and dunks.
Okay, what's Coleman Hawkins going to do with it? Absolutely nothing. Exactly what we saw, right?
Smith bounced it perfectly delivered for Edey.
Beautiful lob inside, and Edey with the easy slam. This firepower offensive exhibition lives up to the first 20 minutes.
We've got the ball in the paint, guys, a bunch. We got to be better. We missed 4 layups on the break. We've created good opportunities we haven't taken advantage of. Keep diving and keep coming ball side elbow. When they take it away, he will find you, okay? But be ready to shoot that ball.
Well, Illinois has made an adjustment. They're doubling that post, and Purdue is making them pay for it. Hansberry right now is fighting for his life. He's just trying to survive out there with Edey.
Oh!
What a block.
Edey erases it. Timeout on the floor. 11:40 to go in the game. Illinois 52, Purdue 51.
Listen, just execute.
On the way, and Purdue has the lead for the first time.
Shannon, give and go. Hawkins, blocked.
Great block.
Edey, oh, he stares him down. Gillis, another three. He's on target. Damask ties it at 64. Purdue over 3 minutes, nearly 4 minutes without a point. Mismatch with Damask. Smith, kick, Lawyer, three, bullseye! Smith, hook, inside, knocked away. Edey's got it. Jones is open. Splash!
Triple time! Lance Jones!
No foul was called, and then popped out to Lawyer. Smith, 5 to shoot. A deep three. Oh! Braden Smith, kaboom! A crowd silencer in Champaign.
With their win in Champaign, the Boilermakers became the first Big Ten team in 17 years to win back-to-back outright conference championships, and they celebrated accordingly. With the conference title in hand, there was only one thing left to do this regular season: celebrate one of the best senior classes and best players to ever wear the old gold and black. The game began with the Boiler Brass playing "O Canada," a tribute to their stars' Canadian roots, and the public address announcer dropping out during the lineup intros to let the Purdue faithful serenade Zach one last time.
Number 15!
The game followed a classic Purdue script. The Boilers took a double-digit lead into halftime, let the Badgers cut it to a two-possession game in the second half, but eventually imposed their will and led by enough to empty the bench in the final minute. The truly special part came after the final whistle, when nearly every one of the 14,678 fans stayed in their seats. Those that stayed got a special treat, as Zach's number 15 was hung in the rafters, with 2 stars for his back-to-back All-American seasons. Then Purdue's eyes turned toward Minneapolis in the Big Ten tournament. In the first round, the Boilermakers got a rematch with Michigan State. Zach's 29-point, 12-rebound, 4-assist performance powered Purdue to their 5th straight win over the Spartans. Their semifinal matchup was a third meeting with the Wisconsin Badgers. With just over 7 minutes to go, Edey caught a post-entry pass, faked the pass out, took one dribble, and hit a right-handed hook shot. Those 2 points pushed him past Purdue legend Rick Mount and placed Zach atop of the list of Purdue's all-time leading scorers. However, the Boilermakers weren't able to cap this achievement with a victory, as the Badgers were able to clinch a 1-point overtime win. And so, later that evening, the Boilermakers would pack up and head back to West Lafayette, waiting to hear their seeding, and prepared not only to right past wrongs, but carve a new place in the story of Purdue basketball.
Halfway through the bracket now, many conference champs still wondering where they'll be slotted and who they will play. And so back to the brackets now from the NCAA and its corporate champion, Capital One. We are in the Midwest region now, the lower right quadrant, where the Purdue Boilermakers are the third number 1 seed. And of course, this is Zach Edey's.
I think it's a minute 20 you have to be.
Just putting in a lot of work, trusting each other and trusting everybody, coaching staff, players, fans, everybody. We got to stick together as one.
Whatever happened last year, last year you wouldn't know what happened.
You keep working, but you don't start as a number 1 seed the next year. You got to earn it again, and our guys have earned it.
Thank you, guys.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.
Now that the Boilers knew where they were headed, preparation could begin. practice on Monday night.
You gotta help your teammates. Here we go. You guys gotta give better commands. All right? Good job, fellas. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Then packing up and taking a familiar drive to their second home in Indianapolis.
Hey, did you start the drive for me?
And even though Purdue knew their seating and the cities they'd have to pass through on their way to Phoenix, they didn't know who they would be playing first. So the team gathered for dinner in the basement of their hotel and watched Grambling State squeak out a win and earn the right to match up with the Boilermakers on Friday. 33 games, a Maui championship, another outright Big Ten title. All this has been leading here, Indianapolis, Indiana, and the first stop on the road to the Final Four.
All right, guys, lock in. To put it in one word, they are hoopers. All right, guys get the ball, they're looking to make plays, break you down, kill your man. Guards are going to take tough shots, and that's what we're going to have to force them into. We're going to have to get them into tough shots.
Tomorrow, we got to stay connected, all right? Our competitive spirit's got to be high, but you got to stay connected. And then offense, we got to push the basketball more. All right, push the basketball. Take long rebounds, take turnovers, push the basketball.
Dominate the effort plays, all right? Be physical without fouling, all right? It's going to be a lot of one-on-one ISOs, kill your man. You got to maintain your stance, guard your yard, maintain your stance, have a strong chest.
At times it works, like last night you saw them, that's how they kind of got back in the game. They forced Montana State to turn it over 4, 5, 6 times in a row, but when you don't turn it over, go back. They put themselves out of position. If you can just be fundamentally sound, you can get each other shots all night.
We didn't do the weave stuff. They go weave into a high ball screen, all right? And then here they went weave to Spain. Cover Spain like we always cover Spain.
Cool.
Yep.
Good. What time are we rolling?
Rolling at 5:30.
Good deal. Let's get ready to roll.
Pacers. This weekend it serves as the home of NCAA tournament action. First and second round to play. We all remember what happened to our Boilermakers last year in Columbus, Ohio at the Nationwide Arena, beaten by 16-seeded Fairleigh Dickinson. Purdue wants to erase those demons, and to do that, they'll need to start off on the right foot.
Our goal is to get as many tough twos as we can get from them. All right, getting them out of rhythm, keeping them out of the paint. All right, now we're going up to contest. They make a tough one, they make a tough one. Don't worry about that. Don't let them push us out. Don't let them pressure. People that get here, they don't have a lot of time to deal with this. They go right into who's been successful against us. Okay, you're 29-4. Last game you just lost. They're gonna go. The last team had us catching the basketball 28 feet. They had us pushed way out there. But you go where we start. You go and look how we did it. Timing wasn't very good. Our starts weren't in the right places. All right, you got to clean them up because once they get there, they're at our mercy right there. We got it. All right.
Keep you posted on an updated tip-off time. Here's what we know. If we have to wait a few extra minutes, well, I suppose it's only apropos. Purdue fans have been waiting for this moment, a first-round NCAA tournament game for a full calendar year. So if we wait an extra minute or two, I suppose that would be all right.
Time is here, man. Have fun, do your job. Your best is enough. I promise you that this whole entire tournament, your best is enough. Give it all. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Holmes 3, Edey credit, and that's 30 seconds. Right back into Edey, spinning against the defense, shooting and scoring. This will be an and one opportunity.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, they've just got no answer whatsoever.
Braden Smith, a straightaway 3. Another triple time for Braden Smith, his third of the ball game.
That's cold-blooded there from the sophomore.
The crowd is alive. A partisan Purdue crowd here in Indy. Gonna work, he will. Kick it out of the corner. Open 3 for Heide. Yes, sir!
Now Grambling goes zone press.
The Lawyer who will shoot an open 3 on the right wing. Triple time! Fletcher Lawyer. Bob into Lehman. He'll dunk with 2 hands. Gives to Smith, who'll shoot from the left elbow and hit it. 6 in a row for the Tigers. It's a 4-point Purdue lead.
Rebound inside, Smith. It's Lawyer. Got it. Fletcher Lawyer cans the triple.
Shot clock at 8. Hands off to Lawyer. Lawyer shot clock at 5. Will drive. He'll make a layup. Make a layup with 3, with 2, with 1. Grambling will not get off a shot before the time expires.
Because when I'm deep, bro, they're not even looking to attack the rim. They're just looking to pull up. If I'm up a little bit, that's when they try to hesitate and go.
So you would say kind of beer?
Low key, yeah.
You'll win this on the defensive end if you guys come out with some grit, some toughness.
First 5 minutes, let's be ready to go. But we're playing 20 minutes here. This isn't, hey, let's work it. No. It's going to be a dogfight here. It's going to be a dogfight. But we're the ones that are going to be fighting. We're going to be getting into people. We're going to be scrapping.
You knew how we felt last year. We were in the same spot. Blow them out.
Purdue, again, Purdue pushing the tempo right to left. Lance Jones a 3 in transition. Triple time! Into Edey, it goes on the left block.
Great spin. Setting up with the fadeaway. Pretty stroke. Clayton Smith.
Indianapolis, down low. Trey Kaufman in! Oh my goodness!
The ball. Another rebound for him. 8 straight misses. Hold on!
Carson Barrett a 3 left wing. Triple time! Carson Barrett!
The Lafayette native.
Purdue will dribble it out, and the Boilermakers will advance. Purdue advances to the round of 32 in Indianapolis.
We'll go back. We'll get all settled. All right. We'll figure out who we're playing. All right. Get off our feet a little bit. Elliot, you got anything else? Let's go. Stack it up. Good job.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, that's all. We're good. Come on, Lance.
Damn thing ain't sticky. Hold it. Press it. Press it. Take this off. No, you don't. It's the sticky part. No, that's the sticky part.
Right.
It's not sticky.
That would have been all time.
It's not sticky.
There you go.
You gotta take a photo. Yes, sir.
As the rest of the team packed up and headed back to the hotel, Friday night had just begun for the coaching staff. Brandon Brantley, Paul Lusk, Terry Johnson, and Nick Taruso all stayed at the arena to watch the TCU-Utah State game and learn more about their future opponent, whoever it might be. The rest of the team headed back to the hotel for a post-game meal and a good night's sleep before restarting preparation in the morning.
21 right on the side.
Nobody wants to go home, so you're going to get everybody's best shot, right?
This is ours. You think somebody runs Horns Blast more than us? Like, we made a fucking living off of Horns Blast. You guys could write a fucking dissertation off Horns Blast, right? So how the fuck is somebody run it and get us? So right now, when you see that, we're making that catch hard. Like we did against Illinois.
We can't take that shot, a contested floater, when we got behind you.
The only thing I get pissed about is when you guys hang your head when you miss a good shot. Don't fucking hang your head, man. Keep firing them. Let it rip. We can't get enough good shots. We got good players in the room.
Osipor is Utah State's best player. He's right hand, left shoulder. Think Travion Williams.
We're not going to double him out at 16, 17, 18 feet. We're going to let him booty ball us, keep him out of the middle, get him into that operating area, then we're going to come with that double. We're on our line in ISOs. I'm helping. I can't be deep in help, or you're just going to eat a 3. They live off this guy. So if you don't give them that, we're going to play shot clock basketball with them.
Driving, Osipor shooting and missing. Rebounded by Trey Kaufman. Count the basket.
Oh, he is chewing him up in
there as he skies from the board.
Right wing, drives, blocked. He drives, shot blocked.
I'm not sure what he's thinking. He's just taking on like 4 guys down the middle of the lane.
They're just not generating good looks anymore.
Down low, Kaufman-Rensch sheds the D and crowbars it in.
The Purdue fans are on their feet. It feels like Mackey Arena has been transplanted to downtown Indianapolis. Everything coming up roses in the Circle City.
Move the ball, and they will break right there. They will break on ball movement, but you got to have body movement, all right? Then we got to execute the half court, all right? But we got to put the pedal to the metal here, guys. All right, we got to put the pedal to the metal.
Look at Inferno's stride. Trey Kaufman-Rensch. Oh, and slammed in. Wow.
This is just a show now. Everybody knocking down threes.
On their feet in full throat. The Boilermakers are going to the Sweet 16.
Good job, Zebo. Way to rebound the basketball. Lance, way to ignite the defense and not let that dude be a part of the game. Great job. Obviously, we know who we're going to play next in Gonzaga. Just keep this thing one at a time and keep going. All right, let's go. Stack it up. Good job.
Yes, sir. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, it's Zach and Trey.
Hey, fellas, same routine. We're going to open up. We got a tip, and then we roll. Okay?
A1 tots. A1 tot.
For the 5th time in the last 7 tournaments, Purdue would be playing in the Sweet 16. And one perk of being so close to home is that many Boilermakers got to celebrate with their loved ones after securing their trip to Detroit.
Can I get a chair?
But as much as there was to celebrate, there was even more to prepare for, as the Boilermakers would meet a familiar foe in the Motor City, the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Jacket with the sleeves cut.
All right, here we go. Obviously, we saw these guys back in November out in Hawaii, so I'll have some clips in here from our game and some clips from some games since we've seen these guys. All right, Nembhard is the point guard. He is the head of the snake. All right, so the jam is going to be crucial for him.
Lance, when you are like this, you are the head of the snake, and you did it the other night. Don't save it. Don't wait for it. Morty, if you get in, you jam him. Braden, if you got to jam him, this is winning right here. This is winning.
You'll see Gonzaga's a little different than what they were at the beginning of the year when we played them. They're going to mix up a lot of their coverages. It doesn't change, what we want to do and how we want to attack them. You've heard me say it before, we got to do what we do and do it well, right? We got to be the more detailed and disciplined team, and then we got to out-execute them when it's time to out-execute them.
They fly at you. So you get in a rotation, now you're driving that thing again, and now we got to repost, or we got to drive, and then we're moving and kicking. You're going to get the next one. The next one will be more open than the first one. Is that it?
Yep.
All right, cool. We will walk through when we get out there.
There'll be a lot of people that buy.
As Friday arrived, fans gathered outside the team's hotel in downtown Detroit to see them off. Just as they had a few weeks ago in Ann Arbor, Purdue fans would take over Little Caesars Arena. and let America know just how wide Boiler Nation spread. However, also waiting there for the third time in just 2 seasons were the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Just 40 minutes, and the Midwest region's 5th seed stood between the Boilermakers and their 6th ever trip to the Elite Eight.
We're not here to just play this game for 40 minutes. We're here to compete at the highest level for 40 minutes. And when Purdue competes at the highest level, Gonzaga doesn't have any answers, guys.
No double yet. On the bounce, nope. Edie on the board. Wide open 3 for Braden Smith.
Graham E.K. not known for his three-point shooting. Back-to-back threes for Gonzaga. They lead 12-7 over Purdue. Purdue the ball out of the timeout. A 3 for Lance Jones is a triple time on a high left wing. Back to Gillis. He'll shoot a 3 in the corner. Good, right in front of the Gonzaga bench. So does Braden. Skip pass. Lance Jones catch and shoot 3 on the right wing is a triple time. 3 for Braden Smith off the dribble is good. A triple time. Braden Smith and a timeout. Gonzaga.
Wide open is Watson. It's good. Smith running the break 3 on 2. Lawyer transition 3. It's good. Once he got the ball there, why are you doing that?
And Purdue's going to sub. They want to get Ethan Morton, one of their better defenders, into the game. And a foul. Here's a foul right at midcourt at 5.1. And fouled by Morton at 3.6. And look at Ethan Morton. He gets a standing ovation from the Purdue fans.
Over to Ike at the horn. Not this time.
And the Gonzaga Bulldogs, the 5 seed, are giving the 1 seed Purdue all they can handle here.
Remember Gonzaga's last game against Kansas? Down 1 in the second half and then went on a 32-4 run. They have that potential, but do not count out the Zags just yet.
Now they're starting to let Kaufman-Renn do his thing.
6 in a row for Trey Kaufman-Renn. Down a Lawyer. A catch and shoot deep 3 straight away. Triple time. Fletcher Lawyer.
Timeout Gonzaga. And here come the Purdue fans. Hickman through traffic, and then he meets Edie. He stops and pops.
Hickman a 3 in transition. Good. Yeah, you knew Gonzaga was not going to go quietly once they got down 9. They have battled right back. Throws into the right corner. Oh, it was almost stolen. Purdue got it back, luckily.
Great move. What a finish. Lawyer in transition, racing to the hoop and finishes.
Zach Edey needs a break. He looks tired. Back him down, shooting over the left shoulder, scoring. So much for being tired. And the Purdue fans once again rise in unison.
Zach Edey trying to get this crowd into it.
Edey spins on EK, shoots and was fouled. And we have a timeout on the floor. 9:49 remains in this game in Detroit. Purdue 61, Gonzaga 53.
Guess who? Smith up ahead, Lawyer. Here's Heidi for 3.
And the Purdue fans, you can hear them in the background. Listen closely. Whose house? Our house.
Purdue steamrolls their way to the Elite Eight. 6th time in school history and the 2nd time in the last 5 tournaments. Updating the bracket, Purdue advancing to Sunday's Elite Eight game against either Creighton or Tennessee. And the Boilermakers are a win away from their 3rd Final Four.
They're primed and focused. They're hungry. They're hunting right now. They're not being hunted, and I think that's how you get to Final Fours, and that's how you get to national championship games. So, rooting for them.
Hell yeah, back to work, man. Go back to work, baby. Good job, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Good job.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. No water. Boy, that's that very boost, baby. Give me that shit. Oh, I got it. Yeah, he need another one. Braden. Get a triple double. 2 get a triple double again. That's 7 with that 30 to triple double.
I had 7 with 9.
Can't blame it on me this time.
I know.
Obviously, don't sit here and really care who wins the next game or whatever. Just keep our focus on us, right? Keep our focus on us, doing our job. Great way to start the second half, man. All right, didn't have a great first half. Great job getting us going. I reward you so bad I didn't put you back in, so I apologize. You played great. Guys came off the bench. Cam did some really good things out there. We stayed into the basketball. You got to be able to go to the next scout, whether it's Tennessee or Creighton, and
and understand the nuances, understand what they're doing, because it's going to be a little bit different, right? We've played Tennessee and how physical they are. Creighton is just, they're both fabulous teams, or they wouldn't be here, all right? But it's about taking care of the basketball, all right? You're 26-0 now when you have 13 turnovers left. You had 9, all right? So you're playing yourself. You're playing yourself. Keep taking care of the basketball, keep executing, push when it's there, all right? Let's get off our feet and get some rest here, all right? And get ready to go and play a big-time game on Sunday. All right, let's go. Stack it up.
Hey, real quick, we're here for a little bit for interviews, okay? So we'll settle in, we'll get that knocked out, then we'll get back to the hotel. We'll have food waiting for us when we get there. Tomorrow's routine is going to be very similar to yesterday. We'll come back over here, we get an hour and a half closed practice on the floor. We'll do more media interviews. We'll get ready for Sunday, okay? All right.
Good, fellas. Spin me on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Zach, Lance, and Braden.
Although the stakes in this tournament will continue to get higher, much of the Boilermakers' routine will remain the same. As players get interviewed in the locker room, the coaching staff will again take their positions on the sideline, getting a close-up view of their next opponent. As they'd soon learn, the Volunteers would be the ones to line up opposite them. Of course, that meant a second rematch from that stacked Maui Invitational just 4 months prior, and another opportunity to watch college basketball's 2 best players share the same court. And so preparation began, just like it had 38 times before. A projector flipped on, papers passed out, and assistant coaches breaking down their next opponent.
We've been well prepared for this at the very start of the season. All right, our first road game, it didn't count, but we've been prepared. But it's going to be hand-in-hand combat again. Because they're coming, but they're going to get hit, and we're going to finish the plays. All right, we're going to be physical without fouls.
Jump to the ball, stay on line, know who you're guarding. You may not be able to jump too far, but you have to stay on your line. You're going to get flared if you're at the top. You're going to get flared. Do not go under.
Guys, we can't push the ball and run if we can't box out the rebounds, okay? It's everybody.
Not going to work. We're going to play at 35 feet and dribble around with our heads cut off. Just because we can't get a simple catch and we can't play basketball against them.
They're better one-on-one defenders than we are one-on-one players. And I promise we're better as a team than they are as a team.
Their pressure and their defense can't get us to have an outlier game and say, hey, Purdue took 8 bad shots against Tennessee. No wonder they lost, right? You just got to go back and we say, hey man, how many bad shots you take? It's more concentration than it is anything. So that's what we got to have here. We just got to have concentration, then we got to have fun, all right? We are not going to have fun if we can't get stops and we can't get rebounds, okay? Understand that. Can't walk through that, all right? Can't walk through shots going up and people not boxing out, all right? We got to have people cracking, we got to have people jumping, we got to have people flying around. They're a tough-ass team, guys, all right? They're mentally and physically tough. We made tougher plays. If you're saying that and you got 9 turnovers, oh, your ass is going to Phoenix.
44 years. That's how long it had been since Purdue had won this game. 44 years since another superstar center, Joe Barry Carroll, took Purdue to the promised land. The Boilermakers had been to this game 3 times since that famous night in Lexington, and yet 3 times they were turned away.
Up the front, here's the Akite for the win!
But on the last Sunday in March, this group of Boilermakers had a chance to write a different ending.
Yesterday that they see all the headlines. Purdue won't win in March because of their backcourt. He said that fuels us. And this team has been on some mission since that loss to FDU. Lawyer said it was a really bad 2-3 weeks after the loss to FDU, and then after that, it was all about this season.
Anything Rover, transition, wing, ball screen, declare it. The only team's beating Purdue today, and the only people fucking up what we do is in this room, okay? Hey, you do your job, you keep moving the ball, you handle pressure, you're gonna get your looks. But no matter if you're up 10, down 10, don't worry about it. Move to the fucking next play and keep going, guys.
let's go. Family on three. 1, 2, 3. Family.
Tennessee controlling the opening tip with a spot to the Final Four up for grabs. And you're going to see Braden Smith lobbing for Edey. What a feed from Smith.
Purdue on the run, all the way to the rim. Braden Smith, no one stopped him. Will shoot, and he'll score. Count the basket, and a foul at the line for an and one. And almost stolen. Now a three for Connect. Oh, it turned out excellently for Tennessee.
He'll take a three, and that's the first one to go down today for the Boilermakers. Step it right to Edey. Edey goes up. Yes. A 7-0 run for Purdue, and it is deafening here in Detroit. Transition. James, a triple is good, and a big shot for the ball. Back to Vescovi. And Ziegler in the corner for three. He buries it. James inside over Gillis for two. He creates some space, but misses, gets his own rebound. Out to Connect for three. He's hot! And out Purdue!
This is gut check time, certainly from a Purdue team dealing with some adversity here in the first half. A lot of ball game left, but time now to settle in, get some execution here on this possession after a timeout. Get yourself a bucket and try to get this Purdue crowd here back in your favor, get the energy back on your side.
Purdue broke the full court press by just throwing it to Lawyer, who went unabated all the way down the floor for a layup.
Great shot fake. What a dish to Edey.
Another layup for Fletcher Lawyer, right down Michigan Avenue.
Connect, knocked away by Lawyer. What a steal by Lawyer, and then a foul, which will send Lawyer to the free throw line. 28th time this year, Purdue has had a run of at least 10-0 or more. And now it's 12 in a row for the Boilermakers. A 3.5-minute scoring drought for the Volunteers.
Down low, here's a steal for Mason Gillis. Now it's loose on the floor.
Wait, got that. Just muscles his way in there. Gillis did it again. Look at Gillis here. Can't let him do that.
Purdue inside Edey. 25 to play. Hook shot Edey. Got the friendly roll.
Tennessee will get the last shot. They're going to call timeout here.
Between the rings, uses a screen from Estrella. Dribbles in, left bank shot, no. Estrella tipped at it, no. Rebounded Edey, in the first half is over. And Purdue ends that half on a 15-2 run to have a 2-point lead.
Keep playing your game, man. Trust each other. Bro, play together.
You just gotta be careful. I gotta look, cause he's coming trying to take me out. I gotta like look at him. Like I can't just like look at the ball and get smoked.
Hey, stay right with it. Stay right with what we're doing, okay? But just no different than the Gonzaga game. All right, we just clean up some right here. All right, let me tell you something about our post action. We're not coming over ball side enough. Come over ball side. He's getting on the other side too. We're gonna get him in the middle and we're gonna get him on his side. Okay? Talk transition D here.
All right, guys.
Because you're gonna start on Connect and stay on Connect. Okay? You come in, you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready to guard him. If there's switches, we all gotta be ready to guard him. But we ain't letting, hey, he's not beating us. Dalton Connect is not beating us. Okay? We're taking him out of this game. All right?
And don't get frustrated on the floppy stuff. They're twos, right? They're twos. You can be there sometimes. He's going to make them. But he can't get any threes. No, he can't get any threes. You take all his threes away, make him a 2-point shooter.
You have to stay in line with him. You're not allowing any kick ahead. Fletch, you're still doing the same. You're our center safety. Wherever Connect's at, Lance, you have to be right. Your sense of urgency to getting to him. All right?
So it's your jam, right? You're jamming Connect, and he's not getting the first pass. He's getting the second pass.
We just can't be casual here in what we're doing. All right? In transition D. We score, we get back. We miss, we get back. All out sprint. This is ours, fellas. Let's do it. This is ours. Let's go.
These teams are 20 minutes away from a spot in the Final Four. Immediately a turnover committed by Ziegler. Lance Jones with great defense that time. And he finishes at the other end.
Edey again on a walk, out to Lawyer. He has an open three. Triple time! Fletcher Lawyer!
That's a massive hit there from Fletch. Purdue desperately needing a three.
This is what Tennessee tries to do. They may not turn you over, but they eventually you might crack. That's what Purdue's got to be careful of right now. Lawyer, tough shot for two, and he's pumped up.
Edey caught the ball in traffic, laid it in off a perfect pass from Braden Smith. Will turn, drop step, and score with a left hand. What a move by Edey.
Going forward, he steals it. Connect with Smith back. Connect for two. And with Ziegler out, and a turnover. Meshack takes it right back to Gainey. Over to Connect for the tie. Yes, sir!
Lawyer right back into Edey, who reposts, spins, shoots with the left hand, and made it. Purdue up by 2.
Smith. Estrella was there, but what a find by Smith to Edey.
And again, the story of the game, Purdue, the best three-point shooting team in the country. In this game is 2 of 13 from 3, 15%.
And somebody wearing the black and gold stick a huge three here late in this game.
Tennessee has an elite defense. They need a stop here.
Kick to Lance Jones. His three on the way. Triple time! Lance Jones! Oh, we needed that one, baby.
Drives. Connect. Trying to get to the basket again.
He makes the play of the game, blocking the shot of All-American Dalton Connect at the rim.
For Edey. And now 40. The 4th time a Boilermaker has scored 40.
Ziegler, a three from the deep left wing is short. Rebounded by Fletcher Lawyer. Tennessee will not foul. And wouldn't you know it?
For the first time since 1980, Purdue is headed back to the Final Four.
44 years were now gone in an instant, and all that remained was celebration. The celebrations of a young pair of guards, both from Indiana, who had brought their team back where it belongs. The celebrations of a senior class who had won nearly all there was to win, finally reaching this mountaintop. The celebrations of a grad transfer who immediately embraced his new home and would leave it better than he found it. The celebration of a star, one of the best to ever wear the uniform, who paid off his coach's trust by taking him further than he'd ever been. The celebrations of a mentor, seeing the program he loved and a player he coached achieve this milestone. And finally, the celebrations of a proud alumnus, finally taking his program back to where it belonged. And don't worry, these celebrations didn't stop in Detroit. Upon landing in West Lafayette, thousands greeted the Midwest Regional champs as they returned home. These men raised their trophy high and celebrated with their fellow students because finally, Purdue was back in the Final Four. There was no time to rest on their laurels, though, as it was a quick turnaround to get the Boilers back on the road and out to Phoenix. A welcome party awaited the Boilers' Tuesday night arrival. A DJ, souvenirs, and the trophy they were there to earn were on display as the buses to the hotel were loaded up. Then as they arrived at their hotel in downtown Phoenix, Lance Jones and Fletcher Lawyer got the dibs on taking the first of many media availabilities they would have over the next few days. Wednesday was mostly a rest day, but preparation did begin for 11th seed NC State, who had been on a Cinderella run through the ACC and NCAA tournaments.
26 and 14, but they're really, that's not who they are. They're 9-0. And the team that was 17 and 14 before that is gone. So like you're playing an undefeated team.
The next day was when things began to ramp up. An 8:30 bus ride took them out to State Farm Stadium, and their first chance to see where these games would be held. Of course, before they could get on the floor, there were media obligations to be met. Lots of watching and posing as Terry Crews came and gave them a pump-up speech for the broadcast on Saturday. Then a few individual shots, both on stage and on the green screen. And finally, sit-down interviews as well. After that was finished, 90 minutes in an empty arena. A chance to walk through NC State's plays and get used to the different sightlines an NFL stadium provides.
There. Now, when he dribbles and he's here, you're there, you're coming.
Then, an open locker room gave the rest of the media a chance to pepper the players with questions, and Cam Heide had a chance to practice something other than basketball.
That might be my best one.
After making their way back downtown, Purdue walked over to the Convention Center and the NCAA Fan Fest. Here, they got to go to the gifting suite and pick out a couple of items they would get to bring back to West Lafayette. Then a short break. Before more film breakdown to end the night. Typically, a film session ends with little fanfare, but tonight they had a special guest, Phoenix Suns guard Devin Booker.
Yeah, I brought some kicks for y'all, man. These are a couple days inspired by my pup.
Oh, that's so tough. First on the schedule today was not one, but two press conferences, both to announce Zach Edey as the National Player of the Year. This was the second time for Zach doing these announcements, but the first time his whole team got to be there with him. After that, an open practice in front of fans, and to no one's surprise, Purdue fans showed up in force. Before they took the court, the guys had to have a little fun and let seniors Carson Barrett and Chase Martin take the court first, with none of their teammates following. From there, it was a typical shoot-around. The guards got their shots up, and the bigs did the same. Zach finished up his typical routine, and of course made time to sign some autographs on the way out. A bit more film that night, and another session in the morning, and it was finally time. After 44 years of waiting, Purdue would be tipping off in the Final Four tonight. As Purdue fans always do, they showed up in droves, with hundreds at the hotel to send the team off to Glendale. Now, finally, the talking could be done. It was just time to make sure that Saturday night wouldn't be the final night of this special season.
Final Four 24 is underway.
Purdue started hot, jumping out to an 8-point lead and forcing an early timeout from NC State. The Boilers would push the lead as large as 12 in the first half, buoyed by outside shooting from Lance and Mason.
It's Gillis, bottoms for three.
NC State made a late run to get the lead down to 3, but a late three-pointer from Fletcher Lawyer pushed the lead back to 6 as the teams headed into the locker room.
And that's it for the first half in the national semifinals.
Of course, Lance quickly hit a 3 to start the second half, but then the Boilermaker offense went cold, not hitting a field goal for the next 5.5 minutes of game time. But the Boilermaker defense only ratcheted up and kept the lead at 6 that whole time.
Out of bounds. Lawyer stepping in.
Then the lid finally came off of the rim. Back-to-back three-pointers. One from Mason and then from Lance. Forced another Wolfpack timeout.
Jones, another from long range, bullseye.
However, they would never cut the Boilermaker lead back to 2 possessions. Purdue's suffocating defense held NC State to just 14 points in the first 17 minutes of the second half and allowed Purdue to cruise into the national final with a 63-50 victory.
Denied by Edey. It's good. And that's it. Purdue in pursuit of a championship. They will play for the national title.
So yeah, you're.
Way to grind it out. Like the games like that, it doesn't matter. You win and you advance, put yourself in position, obviously, to play for a national championship. All right, we'll stay process-based here, right? We'll get our rest. We'll keep doing the same things that we've been doing, and then get ready for whoever wins this game. All right, great job. All right, stack it up. Let's go. Stack it up. Hell yeah.
You put it on, Carson.
Carson! Go.
Cam, you put it on.
Cam, you do it.
Cam itching up there.
The next morning, Purdue was right back at it, familiarizing themselves with UConn and heading back to the stadium for more media interviews and a closed practice on the floor. They did need to make a quick pit stop, however, as Zach needed to accept his second straight Naismith Player of the Year award while the rest of the team waited on the bus.
I'm gonna keep it short because we gotta get to practice right now. But it's been an unbelievable year up to this point. The way that we battled, the way that we've heard everything, everybody said everything about us, but the way that we keep going and we keep persevering.
More film that evening, and then again in the morning to prepare for the biggest stage in college basketball, Monday night and the national final. Even more fans gathered in the hotel lobby as the team made its way to the bus, the last time they'd make the trek out to Glendale. Pre-game warm-ups finished, anthems sung, and starters introduced. The ball went up, and the final began.
Jump it up. Purdue controls the tip. We're underway.
The beginning was a classic heavyweight fight, each team trading blows evenly, and the score was tied 18-18 midway through the first half.
Shown on that ball screen. Smith, Baker goes. He got fouled too.
Zach Edey continued to show why he was the consensus National Player of the Year and had 16 points and 5 rebounds at halftime.
It's a good passer and pick and pop. Smith upstairs. Jumbo jam. Zach Edey. Quick denied. Rejected. Do not go in there on Zach Edey.
UConn went on a 9-2 run to stretch the lead to 7, but back-to-back buckets by Braden Smith quickly brought it back to a 2-point game.
He must have heard you.
2 UConn baskets later, it was halftime, and Purdue was within striking distance, down 36-30. Early in the second half, the Boilers were battling. A TKR bucket inside and a flying Camden Heide putback dunk cut the lead to 7 with 16 minutes to go. However, that's as close as it would be again, as UConn pulled away and clinched a national title. Although April 8th was the end of this team's story, it was also the continuation of a story over 100 years long. A story that's been told in 40-minute increments, spread out over generations. This chapter, which will live on in record books, on banners, and in memories of Purdue fans all over the globe, will be foundational to the next. The bar has been raised. The expectations have been set. The only question left, will you be there when the next chapter is written?